Greetings, I'm Zachary Hepner. I'm pleased to share this Dvar Torah with you for Parashat Ki Tisa. There are so many connections between Genesis chapter 2 and Exodus 31 that it requires a close reading with greater thematic overtones. In Genesis 2, the first creation narrative is concluded by the cessation of divine work. Today, what is later referred to as Shabbat. Then there is a second creation narrative, followed by Adam and Eve's fall from Eden. Exodus 31 concludes the first tabernacle narrative that had started in Exodus 25, though there is a strong argument that it had begun in Exodus 20, followed by the Israelites' fall from grace with the golden calf episode, and the second tabernacle narrative resumes in Exodus 35. To reiterate, in both cases, Sabbath is an interrupting theme in space, followed by a second iteration and a fall from grace. Let's begin our study. Connecting keywords include Vayachulu with Vayitan el Moshe kechaloto. These are connecting words that I call low-hanging fruit, no pun intended, with the Garden of Eden narrative. Shabbat is preceded by the introduction of man, or mankind, or as Alter calls it, earthlings, or as my father calls it, humans from hummus. This echoes the two humans who are singled out in Exodus 31, Betzalel ben Uri ben Hur and Oholiav ben Achisamach. Betzalel resonates with Adam's rib, Tzelah. The forbidden wisdom from the fruit of knowledge echoes V'amalei oto roach Elohim b'chokhmah uvitvana uvdat v'chol malacha uvalev kol chacham lev natati chokhmah. So here we have Betzalel resonating with the tree of knowledge. Betzalel's patronymic, Ben Uri, resonates with the creation of light as the first of created substances, and can be a commentary also on the tohu vavohu, the unfathomable void, in Betzalel's grand patronymic, Ben Hur, which is a void. My father, in The Naked Truth Concerning the Death of Nadav and Avihu, published in Review Biblique, 2014, shows that Vayar ha'am ki voshesh Moshe uses language that echoes the nakedness of first man and woman in Eden described in Genesis 2:25. The words are Vayushnehem aruhim harumim hadam v'ishto v'lo yit boshashu, connecting boshesh and v'lo yit boshashu. Allusions to the golden calf are in Genesis 2:11 and 12. Shema echad pishon hu asovev kol haaretz achabila asher sham hazahav uzahav haaretz haitov v'sham abdolach ve'evan hashoham. For one, there are two allusions to gold, zahav. The word for calf, egel, resonates with hasovev, to go around, which egel, calf, is an allusion to a cartwheel that goes around. Moving away from the immediate texts, this sheds light on Eden's cherubs placed outside the fallen garden, with the blender rotating blades guarding the derech et eitz hachayim, which resonate with the cherubs in the very beginning of the tabernacle narrative on the kaporet in Exodus 25, 18, 19, and 20. Thematically, the tabernacle cherubs are guarded by being in a very holy and inaccessible place. The Eden cherubs are outside of Eden, but guarded by rotating blades. While it's common knowledge to think of the Eden cherubs as guarding the garden, I suggest that they are traveling outside of Eden with mankind, and the rotating blades are guarding not Eden, but the cherubs. When Moses charges the Levites to kill those that had idol worshipped, he says, V'hirgu ish et achiv, which resonates with Cain, who who in fact does kill his brother Abel. There are many other connections, and these narratives are themselves linked to other narratives, such as the holiness code in Leviticus, and intricately connected to the Nadav and Avihu episodes. I feel that with enough resonances, this opens the door to bigger connections and unsolved riddles, such as this one. Why is the Ketoret incense offering so important? Why is the incense the concluding law at the end of the first tabernacle narrative? The prohibition of making incense for its aroma resonates with God's creation of man, blowing nishmat chayim into Adam's nostrils. Ve'ed ya'aleh min ha'aretz v'yishka et kol pnei ha'adama. A cloud rose from the land and watered all the grounds. This reminds me of the Ketoret cloud that fills the Holy of Holies, and also reminds me of the Gemara in Yoma 38a, that the Ketoret cloud rose vertically up like a stick, ve'ed ya'aleh min ha'aretz, while the Alexandrian copycats could only make a Ketoret that branched out to here and there. In concluding remarks, it's a ubiquitous, repeated notion in Machshevet Yisrael that the construction of the tabernacle echoes the creation story, and the fall from Eden echoes the fall from the Egel HaZahav, sin. I don't know the origins of this, or what century, or who sprung this idea, but it's no chiddush of mine. Still, with a close reading of the texts, there are untapped well springs of connections connecting the two creations, Shabbat, Adam, the rivers, and the fall from Eden, and the murder of Abel, with the two tabernacle narratives, Shabbat, Bezalel, the cherubs, and the importance of the incense as it connects to the creating of Adam. I'm certain that there are many other connections. Hafoch ba, wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.